Hello friends, welcome back. Now today we are going to read about the Punjabi nationalism. This video is going to get little bit longer because there are 10 pages for this, and we are going to see the different problems which current Punjab is facing, like drug and Khalistan movement. Okay, now we should start. Punjabi nationalism. Okay, Punjabi nationalism. Punjabi Suba movement, creation of Punjab. Post independence, Punjab was actually a trilingual state: Punjabi, Hindi, and Pahari. Punjabi in Haryana, which was a part of Punjab at the time, it was majorly a Hindi-speaking state, and there was a region called Kangra, which was in the Punjab. It was a Pahari-speaking state region. Okay, now in the Punjab speaking part, Akali Dal, which was the Akali Dal under the leadership of Master Tara Singh launched a Punjabi Suba movement in 50s and 60s for the separate Punjabi state. Okay, they argued that separate religion and different language. They have separate religion and different language, so they should get a separate state. Okay, Akali Dal strategy was like a memoranda, rallies, marches, okay, or penetration into the Congress organization in order to influence the party from within, or agitation, which included marches to shrines, intimidation, and force. Okay, Nehru did not concede to their demand, because he was of the thinking that it is actually a communal demand dressed up as a language plea. Okay, however, in 60s, Sant Fateh Singh, he ousted Master Tara Singh from the leadership of SGPC, Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhan Committee, and Akali Dal declared the demand of Punjabi Suba was entirely a language based. Okay, it declared explicitly that the demand for Punjabi Suba is actually a language based demand. Okay, so then, if language based demand, and many organizations popped up, like the organizations which were asking for separate Hindi speaking state in Kangra region. Okay, and also people demanded its merger with Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so in 1965 war, there was huge contribution from the Sikh commanders and Jawans, as it is written there. Okay, so all this impelled, and the Punjabi population also, they opened the stalls on the roadside to feed the troops. Okay, offered shelter in their homes, nursed the wounded. Okay, so this impelled government of India to consider a long-standing demand of Sikhs. In March 1966, three-fold division took place. Kangra merged with the Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh at the time was a union territory. Eastern Hindi and Hindu majority made the Haryana. Okay, left behind was Punjab, that had majority of both Punjabi speakers and Sikhs. Okay, Chandigarh was made a UT. Okay, and a joint capital of Punjab and Haryana. Okay, so that's how Punjab was made on November 1966. Okay, now present status: agricultural growth has been stagnated in Punjab due to various reasons of various structural regions and various structural, soil is getting salty there, the this water table is going down. Okay, and monocropping and excessive use of what do you call that, fertilizers. Okay, and the MSP system is such that it motivates them to grow rice and wheat only. Okay, but their soil is beneficial. Their soil is useful for this coarse crops. Okay, so these are some reasons. So agricultural growth has been stagnated, but industrial and trade sector is flourishing there. Okay, and Khalistan problem has been solved to a huge extent. Presently, there are isolated members even now. Okay, it will remain. Okay, and the problem mainly emanates from the section living in abroad. Okay, Sikh youth being instigated by ISI facilities in Pakistan. Okay, those who are settled in Europe and US also being motivated in this regard. Okay, and large quantity of arms, ammunition, explosive, including RDX, there are a lot of drone droppings in the Punjab border there. Okay? Pro Khalistan terrorist outfits like Babbar Khalsa International Sikh Youth Federation, Khalistan Commando Force, Khalistan Jinda Force continue to be listed among the terrorist organizations in the schedule of UAPA. Okay, Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Act 2004. Okay. Now we will read about Khalistan movement. Khalistan movement is a Sikh separatist movement. As you know, they are asking for a separate Khalistan, which means land of pure, like Pakistan. Pakistan is also land of pure. Okay, in the Punjab region of South Asia to serve as a homeland for Sikhs. Okay, the territorial definition of the proposed country Khalistan. Okay, consists of both the Punjab, India and Pakistan Punjab, and includes parts of Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, and Rajasthan. Okay, now we'll see the summary timeline. Khalistan movement started around the time of partition. Okay, the movement flourished in Indian state of Punjab. It reached its genesis in 70s and 80s. Okay, and there was large scale violence. Okay, then including the assassination of PM Indira Gandhi. Okay, and bombing of Air India plane, Kanishk bombing. Which fell into the Pacific Ocean or where Atlantic. It was coming from Canada, so okay, mighty Pacific. Okay, if on the western side. So Air India plane killing 328 passengers on board. Okay, now we have to read about this Operation Blue Star. It was carried out between June 1 to June 8 in 1984 in Amritsar. Indira Gandhi, Prime Minister of India, ordered a military operation to remove Sikh militants. Okay, who accumulated lots of weapons in the Harmandir Sahib complex, Golden Temple. Okay, 83 soldiers of Indian Army were fallen or martyred or killed, and the number of civilians deaths were 492. Okay, though independent estimates ran much higher. Okay, Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, who was he? Operation Blue Star took birth after the rise of Khalistan movement in India. Okay, the movement was a political Sikh nationalist movement. Okay, for the creation of the independent state for Sikhs inside the current Northwestern Republic of India. Okay, even though Khalistan movement was started in 40s and 50s, it gained popularity in 70s and 80s. Okay, Bhindranwale was a leader of Damdami Taksal, and was one of the main reasons behind Operation Blue Star. As later Bhindranwale had an influence on Sikh youth, he persuaded many people to follow Sikh rules, and it is nothing wrong if he is restricted to that thing only, follow the Sikh rules and tenets. Okay, Bhindranwale in the past had made political claims very clear. Okay, here comes the catch. He wanted government to pass the Anandpur Sahib resolution, thereby agreed to the formation of separate state of Khalistan for Sikhs. Since 1982, a radical leader of Sikhism, has managed to gain enough support for his cause, and by mid 1983 he set up a base inside the Golden Temple complex with ammunition and his followers. Okay, Blue Star specifically was aimed to eliminate Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale from the Golden Temple. Now list of Operation Sundown. It was aborted at the last moment. It was to kidnap Bhindranwale by the Raw, and Operation Blue Star divided into two parts. This first part included Operation Metal and Operation Woodrose. Operation Metal was limited to the Golden Temple, but it also led to the Operation Shop, which included capturing of suspects from outskirts of Punjab, and Operation Woodrose. This was launched throughout the Punjab. The operation was carried out by Indian Army using tanks, artillery, helicopters, and armored vehicles. Okay, now Operation Black Thunder. This was the second phase of the operation. Okay, this started on May 1986. Okay, this KPS kill. Okay, it was carried out by Black Cat Commando of National Security Guards to remove Sikh militants from the Golden Temple. This is talking about the initial of Operation Blue Star. Now criticism, timing. The critics say the timing of the Operation Blue Star was not good because it was the martyrdom day of Guru Arjan Dev, the founder of Harmandir Sahib. Okay. The Sikhs from all over the world visited the temple on this day, and the government in turn blamed for the inflated number of civilians casualties by choosing to attack on that day. Government was blamed, for this because casualties was higher. Media censorship. Press criticized these actions by the government as an obvious attempt to attack the temple without the eyes of foreign press on them. Okay, the media blackout throughout the Punjab resulted, there was media blackout there. Okay. Human rights. There were also accusations of high-handedness of the army and allegations of human rights violation by security forces in Operation Blue Star. Okay, there are a lot of pilgrims who were trapped inside the temple during the operation, and they were used as a shield by the this Sikh militants. Okay, and this was also one of the major reason for the lot of killings of the civilians. Okay, strategy. 5 years later, 5 years later, army strategy was criticized by comparing it with the blockade approach taken by KPS Gill in Operation Black Thunder. Okay, what he did, who launched the Operation Black Thunder? KPS Gill. When Sikh militants again taken over the temple complex. Okay, aftermath. This was criticized by Sikhs all over the world. Indira Gandhi was assassinated on the same year, and the widespread killing of which resulted into the anti-Sikh riots, widespread killing of Sikhs, and particularly in the northern India, in the major cities of northern India. This Kanishk bombing happened. Air India flight 182. Okay, Indira Gandhi's assassination. What happened there? Satwant Singh and Bend Singh fired 33 bullet. Okay, on 31st October 1984. Okay, and they were declared martyrs of Sikhism in 2008 by Amritsar-based Akal Takht. Okay, identified as the highest temporal seat of Sikhism. Anti-Sikh riots happened. Okay, anti-Sikh mobs in response of the assassination. Okay, lots of Sikh got killed. Okay, and approximately 3,000 Sikhs in the New Delhi got killed, and estimated 8,000 across India. Many Congress leaders were believed to be behind in 1984 anti-Sikh massacre. Several cases were registered against Congress leaders like H.K.L. Bhagat, Sajjan Kumar, Dharmdas Shastri, Lalit Makan, Babu Ram Sharma, Jagdish Titler. Okay, they were blamed to engineer the riots there. Human rights organizations and newspapers across India believed that massacre was organized. Okay, yeah, this I mean, always there was blame, and the reason these riots became one of the reasons to support the creation of Sikh homeland in India, often called Khalistan. Okay, now we'll study this role of KPS Gill in ending Khalistan insurgency. He was a 1957 batch IPS officer of Assam cadre. He was brought in as a DGP for the first time in May 1988. DGP. Okay, first time he came in Punjab in 1985. Okay, he achieved immediate success from through Operation Black Thunder. What was the Operation Black Thunder? He ordered water and electricity to be cut off, and finally forced the terrorists to surrender in the full glare of television cameras. Okay. While in 1989 there was a relative decline in terrorism, statistics rose in 1990. He was transferred to Delhi to facilitate negotiation with the Khalistan groups in December 1990. Okay, it was in 1992 when militancy in the Punjab peaked the most, with more than 5,000 reported killed. Okay, in 1992, government intent on retaking Punjab from terrorism appointed Gill as the chief of police in Punjab. Okay, police and army instituted a crackdown, and in 1993, the reported death toll was less than 500. New York Times reported in 1993, the people of Punjab no longer feared the Sikh rebels or gangs, but instead feared the army and police. It was said Gill was having a goal to eliminate, not merely arrest, militant Sikh leaders. Okay, KPS Gill expanded a bounty system. Okay, इनाम देने का जो होता है ना, this India central government created a special fund to finance Punjab Death Squad. Okay, to pay network of informants who provide information about militants. Okay, under Gill, he was called the Super Cop. The scope of tracking down and arresting militants went beyond Punjab. Okay. Thus, the insurgency gradually faded out in 1990s due to several reasons: heavy police crackdown, confidence-building measures, lack of clear political concept of Khalistan. The present situation in Punjab is generally regarded as peaceful. Now, what is this referendum 2020? Referendum 2020 is being spearheaded by the New York-based organization called Sikh for Justice. Okay, Sikh across the world, the referendum has called upon Sikhs across the world to vote in favor of Khalistan in so-called Indian occupied Punjab. Okay, it has declared 2020 as a year of for a referendum for a separate Sikh nation. Okay, Punjab leader of opposition. Now the leader of opposition must be changed after elections. But this is Sukhpal Khera has said he does not support referendum 2020. But there are, the demand for the independent Sikh homeland stems from the numerous grievances of the community, from the unfair treatment at the time of partition and Operation Blue Star and the massacre of 1984, incidents of revival. Okay, yeah, this Joker Canadian PM Trudeau addressed a parade for Khalsa Day. Okay, in Toronto, wherein many Sikh militants were glorified. There is anger in India for the efforts to have the massacre of Sikhs in 1984 designated genocide by Canada's parliament. Okay, not just abroad, within Punjab too, influential Sikh Gurudwara Prabandhak SGPC, okay, has recently allowed the photographs of Bhindranwale and other killed with him during the Operation Blue Star to be displayed at the memorial inside the Golden Temple in Amritsar. Reasons for revival. Because what are the reasons for revival? By Sikh diaspora. Sikh diaspora has always maintained solid connection with Punjab since the first migrants left Indian subcontinent in 19th century. Through economic emotional support. However, after 1980s, due to Operation Blue Star and anti-Sikh riots in 84, diaspora also became involved in Punjab political affairs. And as elsewhere in a vast multicultural society, a country like India, regional sentiments trump the national sentiments. They definitely feel more Punjabi than Indian. Okay, and this organization like World Sikh Organization, Council of Khalistan, have also played a key role in promoting the cause of Khalistan and Sikh, and this espousing the Sikh cause in countries with the Sikh diaspora is a big money spinner for political parties also. Okay, and most of the Sikh migration to these countries happened in 1970s, 80s, and those who left Punjab at the peak of militancy continue to believe that the situation is same. Okay, so what are this Pakistan is also involved in fomenting the trouble. Pakistan is giving refuge to this lots of Khalistani terrorists there. What is the weird? Take steps to counter drug abuse. Why drug abuse? Because this drug money is being used in this movement. Okay, and take care of the agrarian distress in Punjab. Okay, the agrarian distress along with countering mobilization over social media. Money laundering. See lots of Twitter handles got blocked of the people who were spreading Khalistani propaganda on Twitter by the government of India. Okay, just recently. Money laundering round tripping steps should be anti-money laundering round-tripping steps should be strengthened, and proactively engage the foreign governments, okay, to facilitate and enhance the exchange of information under DTA, Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement, and Tax Information Exchange Agreement. Okay, now we'll see the drug ministry in Punjab. Presently, PGIMER, very famous college, PGIMER, released a study titled Epidemiology of Substance Use and Dependence in the State of Punjab. Epidemiology means knowledge of substance use and dependence in the state of Punjab. Findings: 1 lakh to 2.7 lakhs dependent on drugs. Okay, 1 in 92% has had used any illicit substance, okay, drug in the past 12 months. More than 1 in 87 were currently dependent on them. Okay, substance is more common in rural area than the urban. It is higher in a specific high risk population, homeless, prison population, non-household population like truck driver, college students in hostels. In Punjab, natural opioids, opium and poppy husk were the most common types in use, while injection opioid, heroin, was the second most common form. Challenges: a smuggler's modus operandi. Punjab is no exception to the rule that drug smuggling leads to the drug addiction in the areas along the smuggling routes and proximity to the heroin in Golden Crescent. Golden Crescent is Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran. Okay, one is Golden Crescent like this. like this was others golden triangle, okay, on the Indian eastern side. Okay, it is also related to the drug. This Pakistan anti-India strategy. The Pakistan is also involved in fomenting trouble, like sending in drugs, sending in weapons, sending in other things like RDX, like something like this. So Pakistan continuation of Punjab drug problem is in the interest of Pakistan security establishment, and cross-border smuggling in drugs, weapons, fake currency, this FICN. Is an essential part of that strategy, as it avoid the danger of direct conflict and military intervention with India. If you see this new series of Road 2, you will see how this Pakistani establishment send this FICN through various routes, channels, by various means and ways. Okay, so and deficient security mechanism. Security mechanism is not very, there is a lot of incongruence. No Punjab police has limited capacity. Cross-border cooperation is not there because the Pakistani side doesn't cooperate. Okay, there is hardly any coordination with the police and the BSF. And recently there was controversy that BSF has given 100-kilometer or 50-kilometer area, something like this. The jurisdiction is increased, by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Legal hurdles and lack of expertise. This delay in low conviction rate and delay in punishment under the NDPS Act. Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act have also proved to be the problem areas. And according to the present provision of NDPS Act, the seizure of less than 5 grams of heroin can lead to imprisonment of up to 6 months and fine up to 10,000 rupees. In order to take advantage of the legal loopholes, okay, the trafficking takes place in small quantities, means maybe 5 gram or less than 5 gram. Okay, moreover, suspect can easily secure bail. The PPP, police politician peddler nexus. Okay, it is claimed that many political parties are involved in this drug business. This is something called narco politics. Okay, they are increasingly dependent on drug money to fund the increased cost of election campaigns. Okay, and the Union Minister of State for Home Affairs, Union Minister admitted in Rajya Sabha in 2016 that 68 employees of Punjab Police have been arrested since 2014 due to their involvement in the drug trade. Now, what could be the immediate steps? The government should immediately create a joint institutionalized mechanism where the state police, DRI, I think this is Ministry of Finance and Department of Revenue, Intelligence, okay, BSF, NCV, they catch a lot of drugs in the ocean there, DRI, or in the port, something like this. NCB, Intelligence Bureau, and other agencies. There should be a institutional mechanism, joint mechanism should be there, and increasing funding for specialized training of police professionals. Okay, top priority according to the investigation of drug related cases. Okay, and as a pilot project, New Punjab government should create a border police station per border district for investigating border crimes alone. Okay, and government should actively promote intelligence sharing between state and central agencies. Simultaneously, politicians with known record of having links with drug peddler must be targeted with clear direction to the police and intelligence agencies. Okay, long-term measures. What could be the long-term measures? Improvement of security infrastructure, surveillance capability at India-Pakistan border. Government should develop ways of providing additional focus, okay, and measures for the modernization of police, judiciary, and okay, the residents of village located, they should be involved in this, drug countering. How to counter the drug problem. They should be included as border volunteers. Okay, residents of border villages. There must be a initiative aimed at reducing the demand for drugs. How to use the civil society groups, NGOs. Okay, to spread the information okay, then we can do community policing. Okay, use the people. Police should use the people and do policing with them. Okay, with the help of these people. Okay, to make it more effective. Okay, the government should encourage sports. To make their mind to keep their mind away from the drugs, encourage sports and other recreational activities. Okay. Um, uh, Lack of money among the youth is also forcing them to commit drug related crimes. Okay, yes, because it's a very remunerative business. If you are not, if you do not get caught, very too much drug is very costly. A small amount of drug is very costly. So it is lack of money. I mean, low job opportunities are there. No, unemployment is there. So youth get involved in the drug as a mule. They transport drugs. So and when you implement all these things, no, continuous monitoring, assessment, evaluation should be done, and important tools should be developed to do that thing. Okay, and should be done regularly. Okay, to to make the this Punjab drug free. Thank you.